All right. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I do thank you for taking time to hop on our presentation for integrating the adaptable learning organization framework in the human resource management at Blue Cross Blue Shield, a strategic approach to workforce retention um, and development. Capella University, Dr. Tolson and um, Paul T. You just
T.
told me you just told me your name, but again, it just left me. So forgive me on that. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to want to introduce our team. I'll start here with Hope.
Hi, so Hope Pettigrew. I currently work as a benefits specialist at Regal Rexnord Corporation here in the Midwest. I have a background in HR and total rewards, and I'm looking to add a master's degree in human resource management to my list of achievements. I'm passionate about supporting employee engagement and creating effective HR practices, and I'm excited to be here today to share insights on how Blue Cross Blue Shield could improve their retention and overall talent development.
All right. And good morning again. I currently work as a public consultant at Tetra Tech, preparing and assisting states with the FEMA Public Assistance Program. So I will attain my Master's of Human Resource Management and plan to stay in the emergency management field, supporting and ensuring we hire the right individuals for the role. And I'm excited to be completing the capstone course as we embark on the ALO framework and Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Hey everyone, my name is Jasmine Hall. I'm currently a human resources generalist with Innovative Industries Port Services Division in Savannah, Georgia. I echo my peers upon completing the capstone course. I hope to obtain my master's in human resource management, and it has been a pleasure to work with both Paul and Hope as we experience the ALO.
All right. So again, you have met the team. So while we are all here, why retention matters at Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we see that we had a high turnover that disrupts operation and increases costs. So for Blue Cross Blue Shield, strong retention directly reduces costs, enhances operational stability, and drives innovation, all of which are vital to fulfilling its mission. High turnover incurs substantial expenses related to recruitment, onboarding, and training, while also depleting institutional knowledge. By lowering turnover rates, Blue Cross Blue Shield can redirect resources to initiatives like workforce development, technological advancements, for instance, reducing 20% turnover rate in the claims processing department to 10% would significantly cut hiring costs and enable reinvestment in employee satisfaction initiatives. We have the retention enhances service consistency, innovation, and member satisfaction. To address retention challenges effectively, Blue Cross Blue Shield must establish clear objectives that include reducing turnover rates by identifying and addressing dissatisfaction, such as limited career growth, compensation concerns. Enhancing the job satisfaction is also critical. It can be achieved by creating a supportive workplace through competitive pay, recognition programs, and professional development opportunities. Additionally, fostering a resilient workforce involves investing in training programs that equip employees to navigate industry changes, while succession planning helps build a talent pipeline, reducing reliance on external hires and preparing employees for leadership roles. And then, of course, the adaptable learning organization framework offers a solution by fostering adaptability, accountability, and continuous learning. Next. All right, so now we have the process for arriving at the recommendations. So first, we'll start with identifying retention challenges. To address retention challenges effectively, Blue Cross Blue Shield must establish clear objectives that include reducing turnover rates by identifying and addressing dissatisfaction, such as limited career growth, compensation concerns. Of course, enhancing job satisfaction is also critical and can be achieved by creating a supportive workplace through competitive pay recognition programs and, again, professional development opportunities. So we're going to research the framework. The Adaptable Learning Organization framework is a practical and forward-thinking approach to human resource management designed to help organizations build a resilient, agile workforce. At its core, the ALO framework prioritizes continuous learning, accountability, and adaptability, enabling employees to grow and succeed in an ever-changing environment. Develop retention goals. Fostering a positive workplace culture that emphasize inclusivity, collaboration, and mutual respect ensures employees feel aligned with the organization's mission, increasing their motivation to stay and contribute meaningfully. By defining these goals and aligning them with its mission, Blue Cross Blue Shield can build a sustainable, high performance workforce that supports both employees and its members. And last, align with the organizational culture. Employee attrition poses significant challenges to Blue Cross Blue Shield operation, Blue Cross Blue Shield operational efficiency, morale, and reputation. Addressing turnover requires identifying its root causes, using data-driven insight, and implementing tailored solutions aligned with organizational goals and employee needs. Key drivers of attrition in healthcare and insurance include compensation discrepancies, limited career growth, burnout, and an unsupportive workplace environment. Next, please. All right. So the Adaptable Learning Organization Framework. The ALO framework is designed to ensure reliable, consistent solutions that deliver desired outcomes. A key focus is on planning, determining when outcomes will be assessed, whether before, during, or after implementation, and who will evaluate them, such as participants, facilitators, peers, or others. To drive accountability and success, the framework emphasizes the five critical questions. Are we open to candor? Is our focus on learning or defending? How did we prioritize accountability? Do we adapt to or deflect challenges? And number five, what is our mode of influence, manipulation, or persuasion? Success also hinges on the right mindset. This involves embracing disagreement as a chance to grow, asking questions to learn whether they're than to challenge or challenge others, ensuring outcomes are met without bias, staying adaptive, and being open to persuasion and mutual understanding. Together, together with these principles, foster a culture of resilience, collaboration, and continuous improvement.
So the key recommendations for the ALO framework and integrations. At its core, the ALO framework prioritizes continuous learning, accountability, and adaptability, enabling employees to grow and succeed in an ever-changing environment. Continuous learning ensures employees have access to tailored development opportunities through tools such as learning management systems. Learning management systems deliver personalized trainings aligned with the individual career goals and organization's priorities. For instance, implementing an LMS to support a claims processor at Blue Cross Blue Shield and transitioning to an advanced adjudication system equips them with the skills they need to excel in their next role. Expanding mentorship programs. Mentorships and leadership development are vital components to the ALO framework. By preparing employees for experience to become experienced leaders, Blue Cross Blue Shield can foster a culture of loyalty, knowledge sharing, and preparing employees for future leadership roles. Leadership and development initiatives such as workshops, rotational programs ensures a steady pipeline of qualified leaders, reducing reliance on external candidates. When adopting the ALO framework, organizations' key change impactors drive retention. To foster employee engagement and reduce resistance to Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Cross Blue Shield must implement structured practices that focus on communication, training, and compensation strategy. By prioritizing transparency, continuous development, and equitable pay, Blue Cross Blue Shield can create a supportive environment that drives long-term retention and prioritize a growing organization. Practical applications for the ALO framework makes it effective. These structured mentorship programs support career growth, knowledge sharing, and transparent career maps that provide clarity on advancement opportunities. Predictive analytics identify employees at risk of disengagement and burnout. For example, a predictive analytic will show signs of a case manager being stress-oriented or burnt out, prompting HR to step in and provide some targeted wellness resources and maybe possibly accommodate their workload. Why ALO works for Blue Cross Blue Shield. So accountability is a huge part of the ALO framework. ensuring that both the employee and the leaders are held responsible for measurable outcomes by leveraging data-driven performance metrics. Meanwhile, the adaptability of the program fosters flexibility and encourages cross-training and skill diversification, preparing employees to respond effectively to industry changes and technological advancements. The ALO framework helps organizations reduce turnover and build a stronger connection between employees and their work. Additionally, it aligns workforce strategies with the core values like innovation, equity, and service excellence for reinforcement of organizations' cultural foundation. Ultimately, the ALO framework creates a workplace culture that prioritizes adaptability, accountability, lifelong learning, and ensures immediate and long-term success for the employees and the organization as a whole. Organizational changes are also a key factor in driving retention, especially when adopting frameworks like the Advanced Learning Organization. To foster employee engagement and reduce resistance to change, Blue Cross Blue Shield must implement structured practices that focus on communication, training, compensation strategies, and being transparent throughout continuous development and equitable pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield again can create a supportive environment that drives long-term retention and organizational growth by implementing the ALO. And compliance and ethical considerations. When developing employee retention initiatives, it is essential for Blue Cross Blue Shield to adhere to both legal and ethical standards. Compliance with employment law helps avoid legal challenges, while ethical practice fosters trust, fairness, and a positive work culture. By addressing these aspects, Blue Cross Blue Shield ensures its retention strategies align with the organization's values, obligations, and benefit both the employees and the organization. Adhering to any legal and ethical standards benefits Blue Cross Blue Shield in several ways. It benefits legal risks, it enhances employees' trust, it strengthens the organization's culture, and for ethical reasons, it helps build a positive work environment that attracts and retains top talent. For instance, ensuring accessibility to training programs for all employees not only meet legal requirements, but fosters inclusivity. To enhance its ethical practice, Blue Cross Blue Shield should implement regular training on employment laws, establish an ethics committee, and audit retention programs to identify any potential risks.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and touch base on the broader impacts of the retention strategies we're wanting to implement. So retention isn't just about keeping employees, it's about creating a culture where they're going to thrive, which enables Blue Cross Blue Shield to make a broader impact. So by implementing retention strategies through the ALO framework, Blue Cross Blue Shield can influence internal associate success as well as societal and global healthcare outcomes. So in terms of societal benefits, we'd be looking at enhancing employee well-being and then building member trust. These are going to be key to the success of Blue Cross Blue Shield implementing the ALO framework. When it comes to enhancing employee well-being, it's important to offer clear career path training and mentorship in order to improve work-life balance and reduce overall stress. Building team member trust is going to make a stable, experienced workforce and ensure consistent, high-quality service that strengthens member relations. Going over to global context, adapting to global healthcare trends is going to allow Blue Cross Blue Shield to compete on a global scale. So ensuring that Blue Cross Blue Shield can retain their current talent, this is going to allow them to remain agile in addressing the ever-evolving workforce and industry demands that is healthcare. So developing talent internally is going to ensure Blue Cross Blue Shield stays competitive in the healthcare landscape. Specific retention strategies that we want to put into action involve learning management systems, mentorship programs, and data-driven approaches. So the learning management systems are going to foster well-being by empowering employees to go ahead and grow. Mentorship programs are going to establish trust, both internally and with members. And then the data-driven approaches will ensure that Blue Cross Blue Shield is prepared for the global challenges ahead of them with insights to guide proactive decisions. Once again, retention isn't just about keeping employees and reducing that turnover. It's a pathway to societal and global influence. So by investing in employees, Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to align its values and strengthen its capacity to deliver exceptional service to members while also adapting to the ever-changing healthcare landscape. So key takeaways. These are all going to regard the ALO framework. As Paul mentioned earlier and gave us a little insight on the ALO, we're going to discuss what is ALO. So the accountability learning organization adaptability framework is all about fostering a culture of continuous learning, responsibility, and then adaptability. So why are we suggesting this for Blue Cross Blue Shield? It's going to directly address key challenges like workforce development and employee retention. So by keeping teams engaged and accountable within Blue Cross Blue Shield, the ALO framework is going to promote an environment where employees are encouraged to go ahead and learn and grow. We're going to go ahead and propose a couple of different strategies. One, we're going to align with Blue Cross Blue Shield's core values. So the strategies we've outlined already are going to prioritize accountability and learning, which are the two pillars that match Blue Cross Blue Shield's dedication to collaboration, innovation, and service excellence. Two, we're going to address why these employees are leaving. Why is there such a high turnover rate? So by focusing on creating a supportive and motivating work environment, Blue Cross Blue Shield can go ahead and tackle common causes of that turnover, such as unclear career paths or lack of development opportunities. This is going to create happy and engaged employees who are more likely to stay and then contribute to Blue Cross's organization and overall mission. Regarding the ethical, legal, and societal considerations, there's a couple different things here as well. So you've got meeting standards, promoting inclusivity, and then creating positive impacts. So all of the recommendations are going to adhere to legal and ethical requirements, ensuring compliance and integrity for the organization. The focus on inclusivity and fairness is going to foster trust and build a workplace where everyone's going to feel valued and they're going to feel open to giving input. And then the strategies aim to improve employee satisfaction and overall well-being. This is going to benefit both the workforce and the broader community that Blue Cross Blue Shield serves. So what's next? What's our call to action at this point? So it's time for Blue Cross Blue Shield to implement that ALO framework. By committing to this approach, Blue Cross Blue Shield will build a workforce that's adaptable, engaged, and accountable, which is going to set the stage for their long-term success. So what was our experience with the ALO? What did we get out of this? A couple different things here. We wanted to know that the crawl, walk, run, drive, fly, orbit model, which is a mouthful to say, is a great starting point. It gives organizations a clear step-by-step path that build capabilities without feeling overwhelming. It's especially strong in helping organizations adapt and stay resilient in changing environments while also focusing on accountability and continuous learning. So a couple areas where we noted that, this ALO framework could be improved potentially. One, more human-centered. So while the structure is helpful, it can feel a bit too process-driven. Adding more focus on the human side, like team-based learning, where we have implemented this ourselves in this presentation, it could bring people together and make the journey more collaborative in general. Prioritizing leadership empathy. Leaders play a key role in any organization's success, but the ALO framework doesn't fully highlight the importance of communication and empathy within a group setting. Stronger interpersonal skills. So in leadership, this can build trust and boost morale, which are essential for long-term success in open communication. Furthermore, it's all about focusing on relationships. This is for any organization or any nonprofit. The ALO framework does a great job addressing organizational capabilities, but it doesn't dive deeply into interpersonal dynamics. So emphasizing trust building and collaboration could take its impact to the next level and really push for long-term success. The ALO framework is a strong tool for driving growth and adaptability, but it could be even better by incorporating that more human-centered approach. And by focusing on teamwork, leadership, empathy, and trust, organizations could not only achieve their goals, but also create a culture where innovation can thrive. And that is what we had for our presentation. We would like to go ahead and open this up to a Q&A session. Anyone can give their input, ask questions, or put into the chat.
Well, I'll go ahead and start. And oh my gosh, wonderful, wonderful. All along, throughout the course, your assignments have clearly met the distinguished mark for all of the objectives. To your final presentation, your presentation is it's just really comprehensive, really, I think you guys really understood the ALO model from the essence of that, and you took that, applied it to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and your presentation itself is beautifully done. So I just have nothing but rave remarks for your work, the entire course. I would be interested to know about how many hours per week did you all need to meet and spend on your assignments for this course?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take this first and I'll let them speak afterwards. We've met personally as a group at least 2 hours per week. We met on Sunday evenings and then Wednesday evenings to ensure we were meeting the timelines for Friday submissions for the assignment and we were up to date on, following through with our tasks. Outside of that, I know I personally, on top of that 2 hours, spend at least 12 to 14 hours per week researching, going through, listening to podcasts, anything and everything that I could do, and also supporting my team, reading through, their drafts, making sure we were able to have a cohesive assignment and really on the same page overall of the topic.
Well, that's a lot of time, but it shows. It shows in the efforts, that you produced during this course. And I hope Blue Cross Blue Shield will take this presentation and really learn from it, because this is wonderful information. I would love if I had somebody present this to me for my company. So yeah, just wonderful work, wonderful stuff. And Paul and Jasmine, about how many hours did you both spend working on?
So to piggyback off of what Hope said, we had scheduled meeting times that were set for like Sunday night and of course Wednesday, which is about like an hour for those meeting times. But of course, through text message, we always met, or we kind of like, hey, check your email real quick because I may have sent something over. So just individual time, just putting together our assignments. Yeah, I would say probably up in 10 hours a week. I would give or take, just kind of, we divided each assignment up into sections, like, Hope would take this part, I'll take this part, Jasmine take this part, and we'll both just kind of collaborate everything that we have together by our Wednesday meeting. And then by Wednesday, if we do need to call a Friday meeting, so we try to have everything done by Friday so that we can have it submitted before Sunday, when most of the time that's when everything is due. So yeah, so about 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I echo Paul and Hope as well, about 10 to 12 hours a week, as they have already mentioned. We have a scheduled weekly meeting every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be 6:30 p.m. Hope's time in Central. We try to have all of our assignments, or at least our rough drafts, submitted to each other by Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll have a meeting on Wednesday at the same time. And our goal is to always have the presentation complete by Friday, so all of us can sign and submit the documents. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that you guys did so well is, a lot of times with these projects, they're kind of disjointed and I can tell who's contributing what, to the assignment. But with you guys, it was seamless. I mean, it was just a really cohesive document that was easy to understand, very easy to read. I had very few comments, if any, of any ways to improve it. So just really great work. So thank you all. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in class, and obviously all three of you will be passing a class with flying colors. So congrats on your newly earned master's degree. So it's a big step, and I think all of you definitely have earned it with way above and beyond expectations. So thank you. So Paul, I'll be quiet and turn it over to you.
Well, again, I'll add my thank you to the group, and I really appreciate the meeting we had a week ago on Monday the 25th. The preparation that you came into that meeting with, the clarity of your questions was quite impressive. So thank you for that work that I had a chance to observe that led to this wonderful outcome. 5 specific areas of comments on your presentation, all positive. I really like that you chose a specific project of employee turnover, obviously a critical aspect. What you helped me discover through that is that's critical component, and you talked about this, is the emphasis not only on the company's goals to reduce turnover, but the individual. Why might the employee want not to turn over? And that's an important part of the ALO. Why is it valuable and important to the employee as well? I really liked the mentorship program that you built into what you're going to offer, and the career transparency. And I think the career transparency, especially if you think of those 5 difficult questions, the 5 tough questions, to be able to prepare employees and managers to have those kind of discussions centered on those 5 tough questions, key to career transparency. I'm going to send you an article. You don't have to read it. It was an article sent to me by a friend a few years ago, titled "The Permissionless Corporation," and how did it enable employees to function well within their corporation without feeling like they had to get permission to succeed, permission to do their job. This format is actually being used by companies. The most recognizable name is Salesforce.com, so it's a well-known company. I think you'll enjoy reading about the permissionless, but it particularly relates to the transparency. I want to give you folks credit for using that word in your presentation. Incredibly important word, and a frightening word. And I think this article I will send you will help to take the fear out of transparency. The third point is what I discovered as I was listening to your questions, and when you shared with me the HR code of ethics and such that you're working from, that a weakness I discovered in the ALO is that we glossed over the legal aspects. It's within the framework when we talk about the external culture, but we don't go much into that. We have a framework that addresses the internal culture and defining culture in business terms. But a weakness, I think, is we don't really recognize something very important to HR, which is the legal aspects, which are external. So when I make that improvement to the framework, I will give this class and the 3 of you specifically credit for that. Maybe 5 of you when I see what happens tomorrow. But certainly to this class, this effort, I will recognize as recognizing that we needed to strengthen the ALO by adding a legal compartment part of it. Number 4, I like that you included ethics. I want to think about that some more, because that is intended to be probably the driver behind the ALO, is ethics. And in some cases, that's a hard thing to claim. So I'd rather than claim it, I would like people to feel it, express it, and say, gee, what I like about this framework is that it felt ethical. As difficult as that is to define and impossible as that is to define. So I thank you for bringing it up, for talking about it. I probably won't overemphasize it because I don't want to overemphasize it, but I want people to experience it and feel it. And then the 5th and last area, I really appreciate the areas for improvement. That's the most valuable for me, is to see where we can improve this. And I will be looking at ways to emphasize the human centricity, interpersonal and trust aspects of it. We're finding that as we use the tool to develop programs, that people are telling us that what we're developing with this is human-centered and interpersonal and trust. But it's important to me that also that the people feel that the framework itself is. So I'm going to review the framework again and with that advice. So I really appreciate that last slide where you indicated that. So I'm with you, Professor Thompson. This was a phenomenal experience for me, and I certainly appreciate the effort that this team made to reflect what they had learned and to share it back with us. So well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any additional questions or any other discussions that we wanted to go ahead and have?
Oh, I don't have anything else.
Okay, well, all I have to say to that is then thank you guys for providing us the opportunity to go ahead and, implement this. Well, recommend implementation of this, hypothetically, of course. So thank you for taking the time to attend this presentation on how an organization such as Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to be able to implement the ALO framework. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to join us. Obviously, we're in different time zones. Most of you are Eastern, I'm Central, so I'm very pleased with how this turned out. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a great
Thank
day.
you all.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So long.